Has the highest rate of self-harming hospital admissions in the UK. But what exactly is available to help those who are suffering? Jess Chaplin went to find out.
Greater Manchester has a self-harm admission rate that is 1.9 times higher than the rest of England, which averages at 0.7. This comes as no surprise due to Tameside Hospital having over 696 intentional self-harm admissions, in addition to Wigan having 1,055, which is almost double the national rate in 2014 and 15. Nav Kapoor, a professor specialising in mental health at the University of Manchester, discusses the reasons behind Manchester's self-harm statistics.
So the statistics you're talking about, which are people admitted to hospital, are only the kind of tip of an iceberg. They're not even the whole number of people who come to hospital through emergency departments. So we do have to be pretty careful about the statistics. Having said that, we know that Manchester probably does have more mental illness, self-harm and even suicide than many parts of the country. We know that through established statistics. Why is that? Well, we have lots of deprivation in Manchester. That's one of the reasons that some people are living in really tough life circumstances. There's drugs, there's alcohol, there's lots of mental illness, higher levels of mental illness than the rest of the country. So all those things will translate into higher rates of self-harm.
21-year-old William Dixon spoke to us about his troubling experience with depression and self-harm.
It's not you don't know what you're doing, you know exactly what you're doing, but your brain doesn't see it as bad. So you see yourself doing it and all you're trying to do is feel something a little bit different to what you've been feeling for the past 2 months. You just want to be the same as everyone else. The only way to do that is by harming yourself, because you know the pain you're feeling is the exact same as the pain someone else is feeling.
We visited Manchester Sanctuary, where they offer 24-hour support to those in need. Joanna Harding, Specialist Services Manager, explains how the Sanctuary has seen an increase in service.
In general, yes, we're seeing a higher volume of people coming through. Since we went 24 hours back in September, we've seen a 29% increase in calls through to the helpline. And yes, we're seeing an awful lot of people and a really varying degree of presentations. It isn't uncommon for us to take calls from people who are feeling actively suicidal.
The Sanctuary is having a positive effect. However, they believe the government is not doing enough to raise support and awareness around Greater Manchester for those suffering from mental illness.